Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the Super 7 Catslair. It is fully funded, and we have 2 unlocks to talk about, and we will definitely see those. I mean, we are at 3114 as of filming this video. I was kind of hoping there'd be a little more than that, but I'm not concerned at all. We're going to hit the 5,000 and probably going to go to 8,000. That's my estimate on all of this. We're going to do a quick overview of the Catslair, kind of where they're at. They're obviously already at the stage that they have a factory output. We'll talk about that. Talk about a couple of the other features. We're not going to talk about every aspect of this, just sort of the new stuff and the fact that I paid for mine, didn't have to pay tax. I don't know if that's a thing. We'll talk about this and more coming up. Alright, so first of all, we got to see pictures of this from SDCC. Everyone who's seen it in person says the same thing, and just looking at this and getting your mind around that, how big a Lino is and how small he looks on this, how massive this thing's going to be. The point is, in person, this is way more impressive than what we're seeing it in pictures. I mean, if you were to look at pictures like I have and then go see it in person, everyone that's seen it in person says that it's way more impressive in person. Now, I do like that we got the blue paint that's shiny. It's kind of metallic shine to it. I like that. That is very nice. It's a nice premium look to it. So that's something that was a question I had, and then they squashed that at the SDCC because we could see that it's a shiny paint now. Other thing is having the ledges on those rock walls for the figures to stand on. Just so much about this is really impressive. The fact that they even have the opening rock walls, they are a little too small if you look at the lore, but reality has to set in somewhere. So there's also, you can remove those paws and you can put in third-party panels, other people can make pieces for it, so you can put your thunder tank under there and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so here's a picture of some of the stuff that they didn't initially kind of show off, but we have all of these tools you're going to get. You're not getting a Samo flange. No Samo flange included. You got to buy a $500 thunder tank to get the Samo flange. And so with that, I wouldn't mind, kind of would like to pick up an extra Samo flange on the side. I do feel like that's a little strange that you have to buy a thunder tank just to get that tool. If you're buying this, you should get the tool also. Maybe different coloration of it. I don't know. But then you get this, it's at the table, and then you get the 2 of these cannons that can operate, and I believe they're removable, so you could probably put an LJ and thunder tank underneath that paw if you want to. And then they show the computer panel with a chair ×2. Then you have the weapons rack, and then you have, it's the claw and the sword rack, and then you have 7 of those chairs. So kind of some cool stuff. They didn't really show this right away. This is another thing that you can have all of these parts here, so you could swap out these. I believe they're going to be like semi-transparent, semi-translucent, so that you can slide them in and they light up and that kind of stuff. I know on the big ones they light up, but I'm not sure about the smaller ones, but still, this is amazing that they've included all this. It does give you that feel like you're in the cartoon. This is probably something that's been seen on the cartoon, or you could see this on the cartoon as something that's going on. So really interesting detail touches. I really do think when you have something like a playset like this, but you include all these little details, that is really awesome. So I got the email saying that we did unlock the key, and I got a key coming, so that's great. Here's the weird thing. This is probably like something that you could find a trinket similar to this at the Dollar Tree, but yet we're all moving money around and making $800 financial decisions on a whim so that we could get this key. And I admit that that's an interesting marketing tactic. I don't like the Earlybirds. I just don't like Earlybird at all. I think it's terrible because you're moving your finances around before you really want to. But I did it. I really am thinking about backing a second one. We'll talk about that here later on. But let's get into the next tier. And the next tier is this laboratory set. Now, you're going to get a claw and a small sword that you can put in there. So one of the things, you could store that in there, but your Lino can still have his claw and sword as he's posing and doing other things. So, but you can know that that's in your weapons rack, so that's kind of cool. And then, of course, you got all those vials and stuff. They say it's Tigra's laboratory. I mean, shouldn't he get like an elbow pad or something? I'm not really sure what's going on with the elbow pad situation or something along those lines that they said was left off the figure originally. But wouldn't that be cool if they included that too? No, probably not. But the more I think about it, I kind of like these clear figures they make. Maybe it was just the announcement of Marvel Legends Crystar that got me thinking, man, I do like clear figures, and it's kind of cool. I don't so much like the clear Transformers very much, but action figures that are clear, kind of cool. They made Bionic 6, they definitely have to have clear parts in them, like the LJN toys, but clear Lino, Astral Realm Lino, this is pretty cool. It's going to be a hot commodity. You got to think about like the glow-in-the-dark version of Mumra. That thing goes for like $150 or something like that. And then you got to think about this guy here. He's going to be kind of hard to get your hands on. And so with that, it is cool as just a free throw-in. We're definitely going to get to 5,000. Definitely going to be this free throw-in for you. So that is awesome. And I do like the fact that they're putting something like this in there. Would I have rather maybe enjoyed a different character? The thing is, you're not going to live... If you could live without this, if you didn't buy the Catslair and you just collect your collection, you don't need this. But there's a lot of people that are going to buy the Catslair and sell this off extra, so this will be available on the market. But it might be $50 to $100 though. So something like that, that's already something that you say that's a freebie. Because with this, I think the Catslair's worth the money, and this is just a freebie thrown in. So let's talk about what this means, having this factory output. That means that they have the mold. This is already in production, or it's in the process of getting produced. And with that, that is awesome. That tells me that they never had a doubt in their mind. They didn't produce the mold that fast. It wasn't like, all right, it funded and 4 days later we've got this. This is months. They've had the mold made. They knew it was going to get made. And so that kind of sours me a little bit about would I buy a second one. And so we'll get into that discussion here in a bit. But looking at this, it's moving fast. So this isn't something that should take ridiculously long amount. Now, obviously, it's going to be a full year till we get it in our hands. But the fact that they've already got the mold and they moved this fast, this is faster than any funding campaign, especially any HasLab. Like, you haven't seen factory outputs already. And that is what we still got, 40 days left or something like that. And they've got the factory output, meaning they've got this out of the mold already. That is impressive. So, or that's the way I take it. Maybe I'm completely wrong. They don't have the mold made, but what else would a factory output be? So really exciting that they've already pushed this far, this fast. Okay, so I placed my order for one, and I used the shop pay thing. It's $187.50 every 2 weeks. So first of all, I want to say that if you place it after a certain hour in the day, all the numbers are going to be used towards a later date. And so with that, like July 30th, I think is the day you had to be done, but it didn't actually hit till the 31st. But I still got my order in time, so that's all that matters. The shop pay numbers are a whole different thing. Anyhow, if you see here I didn't pay taxes on it, I don't know if there's going to be like a payment at the end, or they're going to add that onto the payment at the end, or if I'm just not getting charged tax because of the way this happened. I don't know. Everything I bought straight up and paid 100% for on the Super 7 site was charged tax. But this one I didn't see a tax charge, so $750 is better. The one thing I tried to do, and I would have probably done it, if they would have only charged $100 shipping, if I ordered two, I would have not had to pay an extra $100 shipping. But they do charge you a second $100 shipping, so it's like $200 shipping on this, on top of your, $1,300 or something. So, yeah, I kind of got that hack with the Eternia. They only charged me $56 shipping for 3 Eternias, and so saved $100 and something by ordering them all at once. And I would definitely have done the same thing here. So now I want to get into the discussion of buying more than one. And so this is a huge decision to make, to buy more than one of these. And I also have to say that you're willing it into existence for future collectors. I don't need 2 of these. And I'm thinking, okay, if I buy one, first of all, I would like to have me an extra one of those clear Lion-Os to open up. But I wouldn't be getting another key. And so with that, it's starting to look like a little bit less of a deal. Not big, a big depreciation of the deal by not getting the key or anything. But this thing is that amazing too, that in the back of my mind, I like getting a second one of these in case maybe down the road I break something or something along those lines. Or I get one and the one I open has some sort of a problem or something along those lines. Obviously, you can send it back and get fixed and repaired and all those kinds of things. But willing it into existence for a future collector. And obviously, future collectors are going to have to pay a premium. They're not going to get it for the low price of $800. They're going to have to pay a bit more. But then again, a lot of people are like, well, scalpers, right? I just want to say it's impossible to scalp an unlimited item. So there's unlimited amount of production. You can order 10,000 of these if you want. If you choose to spend however much that's going to be, what's 10,000 going to be, like 8 million or something? Is that the math on that? Or am I way off? Anyhow, if you want to, you can buy as many of these as you want and will them into existence for future collectors. It's an unscalpable item. The thing is once an item's produced and then they never do another run of it, then it's considered, you could classify it into vintage, or you can classify it as a canceled item or something along those lines, and prices just generally go up on those things. So with that, this is something that probably will never get tackled again. There probably won't be a Catslair on this level again. There might be another one half the size, but there will never be one this scale. And with the rampant inflation that's going on, even if they made it again in the future, it wouldn't be $800 again. I don't know. I'm still on the fence on buying an extra one because that's still a lot of money, and a lot of people are like, oh, you buy it as a scalper. No, in my view, if you're only buying one, you're saying screw all the future collectors. But anyway, that's just my view. They're also going to be setting this up at PowerCon, I think. I think they're going to set it up at PowerCon. They're going to be at PowerCon. They didn't say they're setting it up at PowerCon, but it would make sense that they're going to promote their latest and greatest of their products, and this is still during the funding campaign. And I know that the prototype's real delicate, but I mean, there's ways to pack things that you don't break them. But I'm pretty sure they stole the show at SDCC. They're probably going to steal the show at PowerCon too. But who knows? Who knows what's going to go on at PowerCon? That sounds interesting. I'm more excited for PowerCon than I usually am. So let me know what you think about this Catslair situation. It's fully funded. Are you in on it? Are you waiting till the last day? Are you waiting to move your finances around? Because that's probably what the holdup is on a lot of people that are getting this. Or do you just not collect Thundercats but think it's cool? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Tadirium Hanger out.
Here's to Third Earth and to Tara Fields. Mum-Ra really gone? I can hardly believe it myself.
I'll fire up the Thunder Tank.
Thundercats are loose.